Okay, welcome to Swing Trading with Cycles channel. We're going to do our update on Dixie today. Really important where this thing goes. A lot of other things will follow or trying to take cues from it. So we will start on the daily chart. It is December 5th, about 2:30, so past the lunch hour. So we'll start with the daily chart. And I tweeted about this. If you're not following, definitely take a look at the link and take a look at the description for a link there. We may be getting our daily cycle low today. Now notice this was a little feeble attempt. This was another feeble attempt. This is most likely going to be feeble as well. It's just a question of how long will it last, right? This was about 4 days. This was about 4 days. So, and you notice the 10-day moving average is here. So you imagine we'll probably at least cross above that, let's say. I mean, this is a very bullish looking candle, but this looked kind of bullish in real time as well. That obviously led to new lows eventually. And this is a much longer daily cycle than these little mini cycles that we've been having. And what does this mean for our weekly, right? And so we've been descending into a DCL for quite some time now. This is week 27, I think, actually, right? So let's see. Yeah, it's week 27, and we have made a fresh low, but we're bouncing again. So again, we've had weekly cycles that were like more than 30 weeks. So this could continue to fall. If we think about this in daily cycle terms though, right? Let's just say the next daily cycle we have is 30 days. So we'll go back to the daily charts. Like, we're having day 1 today. And let's say the next one is like, let's just call it 25 days, right? Like let's just map out a series of 3 daily cycles that are each about 25 days. I don't think that's actually what's going to happen, right? We're just using that as a shorthand, right? So that gives you a low around the middle of March, like after 3 cycles, daily cycles. And if we did get the 3-year cycle high, which I suspect that we did, and we'll talk about that as we go to the higher time frames, you would expect daily cycles to be left translated. At some point we'll have a right translated one because it'll be a weekly cycle low. But you can see a world where we have these series of rallies over this next 3 months, call it, like something like that, right? And so if we look at the monthly chart, you can see what's happening here. Very important concept. What was the opening price for this month? And it is 105.697. And we find ourselves here at 105.335 essentially. If we can climb back to 105.697, that would make this December monthly candle a green candle, right? It would go from red to green. It did make a new low, but it would set us up for the possibility that this month could become a low for us, right? Like that, this could become a swing low and continue to move up. Because of this really bearish condition, so like the swing high that we have here that I've been talking about ad nauseum on, like, I suspect that that area could cap this rally. So call it like around the 107.5 area. That's what we're going to want to watch for. If we can start to if we can make a higher high above that, then maybe we do have a little bit of a trend change in place. But failing that, this is actually setting up a nice short opportunity potentially. And let's see what's happening to the quarterly candle. So the other thing I talked about is below this low here for the quarter, so for the previous quarter, makes this a swing high, right? And so we're now regaining ground. And again, that level is 104.636. So what we would expect to happen is, like we talked about that daily cycle, right? For instance, this, like if we're getting a daily cycle here, that's going to, like, so this daily cycle would last until January, let's say. Imagine that we get a top on like day 7 or 8, right? And then we continue to fall. So you can see a world where we make it down to the 103.5 area by the beginning of January. Then maybe we bounce to around where we are here, and then we make another move lower. Like that's how we would kind of ratchet lower. If we start to see right translated daily cycles, that's going to be our first clue that maybe, again, going back to that monthly candle, it looks like it's about to go green, right? And so if that happens, you want to prepare yourself. Like, you don't want to necessarily flip like, oh my God, all right, things are amazingly bullish. No, It just means that a lower high may be playing out, and we need to be vigilant in case it becomes more than just a lower high, and obviously that would be a higher high. So those are the levels that we're watching, and I'd say the corollary to this is the TLT trade, which has been moving kind of in lockstep with the dollar, kind of inversely, I should say. And so it's been moving lower as the dollar, or it's been moving higher as the dollar has been moving lower. It's taking a breather here on week 6, just an inside week. This is a very lucrative trade right now. Like, I think this could be a very lucrative trade moving forward as well. We're gonna just continue. Like, this is just as this was a little pullback, right? So we came up, pulled back a little bit, came up. Now we're pulling back a little bit. You expect that to resolve as a higher low, right? And we keep moving higher. Now, not necessarily saying back to all-time highs per se, but at the very least, this thing does seem to have a bid underneath it. And again, it's kind of moving inversely to the dollar. So when we get the daily cycle top for the dollar, we'll probably get our daily cycle low for TLT, which I suspect is moving into a daily cycle low after a high on day 28. So that's the lay of the land for the DXY, the dollar index. And also just a quick look at TLT, which is somewhat correlated with that. It's a nice little combination trade that I've been running. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you again for watching, and we'll continue to provide updates on Twitter as they happen in real time, and certainly update as more substantial things happen with another video. Thank you.